Rebecca Lamb Weiss, the youngest daughter of Joni Lamb, hasn't always stayed quiet when it comes to her mom's decisions, especially her marriage to Doug Weiss. In fact, Rebecca was very vocal about her disapproval of their relationship before things got serious. She wasn't shy about letting her feelings be known, making it clear she didn't support the idea of her mom marrying Doug. Fast forward to now, and people are wondering why Rebecca and her husband, JW, have been so quiet about everything going on. But it wasn't always like this. Just before Joni and Doug tied the knot on June 10th, 2023, Rebecca confronted her mom directly. A secret recording from May of that year has surfaced, where Joni Lamb recounts the intense confrontation. According to Joni, Rebecca didn't hold back and stood up to her in a heated argument. It's clear that Rebecca wasn't afraid to challenge her mom when it came to this issue.
Anyway, Becca just erupted. She said, I cannot see the grandkids anymore. I can't post anything.
She doesn't
just
need
going on and on, so mean, and saying I was full of the devil, that I had demons, that he cast a spell on me. This is what she said to me, and it's not going to continue to happen.
Yeah, you guys just need to get time with one another and work through all this. Well, maybe not now, but at some point.
I did tell her she was entitled and self-absorbed and selfish. I did say, and she's like, you will not speak those words over me. I said, but they're true. I mean, after she railed and railed and railed, and I tried to leave the driveway, because Asher was hearing all this, and they had gotten out of the car. Here I had come to just spend time with him. That's all I wanted. And I start to pull out, and she opens the passenger door and continues. I said, please shut the door. She said, shut the door. Please shut the door. So these are the things you won't hear. So then I have to put the car in park, get out of my side, come around, and shut the door. There's her and Asher standing there. I said, leave the door closed. I'm going. This is over. I get back in to drive away. She opens the door again. I get out, go around, close the door, and then I pull out. And so I had no idea that was going to happen. If I'd have known that encounter, I wouldn't have even gone by to get Asher. The whole first hour was good. It started.
How did it switch?
When I said, she said, Mom, she said, you really hurt my feelings by kicking me out of the house. I said, I didn't kick you out of the house. I told you that while I was in Colorado, I didn't feel comfortable with y'all going into the house without me being there. And she kept using that. Well, when you kick somebody in the house, they're in the house, and you kick them out, right? So that was the thing. Yep. And then I talked to Jimmy actually about this. I'm paying for the 1-year birthday party like I always do. Mm-hmm. And so it's coming up, and she's
tomorrow, right?
Huh?
Tomorrow, right?
No, she moved it back to
She moved. So is Doug, she said, I don't want Doug there. And I said, if I pay for the party, and it's at my house, and he's here for the weekend, he's going to be there.
Joni admitted that Doug Weiss was staying over at her house for the weekend even before they were married. For someone in her position as a Christian leader, that's just not setting a good example. And let's be real, she was supposed to be mourning her husband. Meanwhile, Doug is spending weekends at her place? It doesn't make sense and feels like a complete disregard for boundaries. This audio doesn't just show how frustrated Rebecca was, it pretty much backs up those other recordings that Joni and Doug were already making out before they even got married.
I mean, just the fact that, you're heavily making out, like right away.
Yeah. I don't apologize for that. Yes, we were making out because we wanted to see if we had that kind of connection. I don't know if there's anything wrong. We had talked 60 hours in the month of July, FaceTime.
That's right.
So if there's something wrong, Jimmy, is there something wrong with making out? I definitely kissed the hound dog out of him, so.
Absolutely not.
So, apparently, Jimmy Evans didn't see anything wrong with Doug spending weekends at Joni's house or them making out before they were married. Honestly, that's shocking. No Christian leader in their right mind would think this is okay. He was just bending the rules to keep his friends happy or stay on Joni's good side. Honestly, it makes sense why he stepped down from his marriage ministry. How can you preach about marriage values when you're supporting behavior like this? But anyway, let's get back to the Rebecca and Joni audio because there's a lot more to dig into there.
She said, I don't want Doug there. And I said, if I pay for the party, and it's at my house, and he's here for the weekend, he's going to be there. And that was the trigger. Well, you told me he didn't have to. I said, I never told you that. You told me that, but I never told you I was going to buy that. Yeah. I actually talked to Jimmy about this, and he said, you absolutely got to draw that boundary now. He's going to be in your family. You don't let her manipulate you like that. And
if she tries it now, she'll try it later.
I'm planning to be there.
I just.
So she said, you're taking away your 1-year-old grandson's birthday party. I said,
you're taking.
I said, I'm not taking it away. I
You're
said,
paying
I'll
thousands of
pay
dollars
for
for
it.
it. You're paying
And
thousands
we'll
of
have
dollars
it, but
for
you're
it.
not going to manipulate me and tell me. No, exactly. So it was crazy. And so he heard her on the phone when she called me.
Because she was yelling, not because she was.
I didn't have her on
Oh,
speaker.
no, it's because
Because she was yelling.
Yeah, because it was so loud.
We were playing Scrabble, so we were like, it wasn't my mom said, here, listen to this nonsense. She didn't. She wasn't trying to uncover her at all. Rebecca uncovered herself. She's yelling, I'm going to hold you to standard. You're not being a Christian mom, and this is evil. And I'm like, I actually like Rebecca, but I was like, what the heck?
And I have been guilty of
Not happy about it.
placating that. I mean, y'all.
I think a whole family.
Just trying to be a good mother, but Rachel has actually been very respectful towards me, and she may be saying something totally different, but at least I respect that. And she's been nice to him.
They both have.
Rebecca was very rude to Doug.
She didn't even acknowledge me. Was walking by, and they were where I was thinking. They didn't know. We didn't look at.
Yeah, he just said hello.
Right, well, I was
And he was like, "What is up with Rebecca?"
You're dirt. I can feel it. What is that? I mean, I have guesses, but I'm like, what is that?
It's pretty obvious Joni surrounded herself with people who only say yes to her. She didn't seem to care about her kids' concerns or even value their wisdom when it came to her relationship with Doug. And honestly, those are the people she should have been listening to the most. They're her kids, the ones closest to her. Instead, she ignored them, brushing off their thoughts about her unbiblical relationship. And that comment about not trusting Rebecca to be at her house when she wasn't there, that says a lot about how distant and impersonal her relationship with her kids really was. It's heartbreaking. This is what happens when money and power come into play. You start bending the rules to fit your narrative. They even tried to make this relationship sound like some kind of divine intervention. Remember those articles? How God miraculously led Joni Lamb and Doug Weiss together, or the supernatural love story of Joni Lamb and Doug Weiss? It's like they were trying to sell a fairy tale while ignoring the glaring issues. And now, Rebecca has gone completely silent, which is strange considering how vocal she was against the union before Joni and Doug even tied the knot. But as Jonathan revealed, it turns out she signed an NDA. Joni knew Rebecca would speak out, so she acted fast, offering money in exchange for her silence. It's sad, really. Rebecca clearly had strong feelings about this, but now she's been legally silenced.
With Becca JW, them making their choices, it's not some, they're just don't want to talk. It's a very conscious choice they've made, and I'm all about respecting choices and boundaries.
JW, it's my understanding, wrote quite an impactful letter regarding his concerns.
He did. He read it to me, and it was just laying out everything that he had saw, just all the different details that really led to Pete being the one that was a perpetrator. And again, that just showed you how they were standing with us 100%. But unfortunately, they've signed the NDA and they've chosen the path of silence.
I can tell you right now, and Jonathan, he's not going to mind. He did not get a loan to finance the purchase of his home. He went to a bank like everyone else. So he's not beholden to them. And at the same time, nobody's helping him. But the girls, they each went to Daystar and they got big loans at probably incredible interest rates. And they've got their homes. Jonathan, I asked him personally, when I was there with them the other night, why didn't you get a loan? He goes, I didn't feel that was right. Yeah, through Daystar. Why didn't you get a mortgage through Daystar? And he felt it wasn't right. This is a man of integrity. This is a man that Marcus believed and knew and wanted to be leading Daystar in his absence. And as soon as his body is cold in the grave, the new guys come in. The mom starts putting a tracker and a tracer and yelling all up in his face if he's not reading the celebratory emails.
Money has definitely become a powerful tool for silencing opposition and buying loyalty, especially in situations like this. It's no secret that when people have influence and wealth, they can use it to control the narrative, shut down dissenting voices, and surround themselves with people who will support them no matter what. But here's the thing, money can only keep the truth hidden for so long. Take Rebecca's situation, for example. She was one of the loudest voices against Joni's relationship with Doug Weiss, and for good reason. She wasn't just a random critic. She's family, someone with first-hand knowledge of the situation, but instead of addressing her concerns, Joni reportedly used money and an NDA to silence her. It's the ultimate pay-to-keep-quiet move, and while it might work in the short term, it doesn't erase the truth. It just delays the inevitable. The problem with this kind of approach is that it doesn't solve anything. It just sweeps the mess under the rug. But eventually, things have a way of coming back to the surface. People notice when something doesn't add up, and the more you try to buy silence or support, the more obvious it becomes that you're trying to hide something. In the end, money can't buy integrity or trust, and those are the things that matter most in leadership, especially in Christian leadership. Once those are broken, it's hard to get them back. The truth has a way of coming out no matter how much money is thrown at the problem. The question is, how long can someone keep this up before everything unravels? What's your take? Do you think this kind of approach ever really works? Or does it just make the fallout worse when the truth finally comes out?